Welcome to another XL Gaming cast. I'm Son of Evil. Tonight I'm being joined by Icesolated, and we'll be casting a scrim between a WLC and what looks to be a fairly new 5k stack. A couple of familiar names with BHB and Paradox.
10 seconds remaining.
Welcome, Isolated.
Got a message there, mate.
Team ban.
Not very professional of me.
Yeah. Seems to be some pretty basic bans coming out here, though. The Arc Warden. Everybody hates Arc. Get rid of that hero. Thank you.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, interesting first ban on the
5
Invoker.
seconds
I'm
remaining.
not too sure who's playing mid for them, but do you think that might be a targeted ban, or...?
I don't know. I think that I'm not sure if Helix plays mid, but I'm pretty sure he
Radiant
plays
team
Invoker.
pick.
As far as I can remember, I don't know. I don't really know anything about these teams anyway, so we'll just see. But that everybody's just banning mid heroes, and then they moved into the Magnus, which is obviously a good first ban this meta so far.
10 seconds
So
remaining.
viable in so many different ways.
He was very recently played as a
5
fourth
seconds
position
remaining.
by Clutch Gamers.
Yeah,
Not
happens a
to a
lot.
great deal of success, but
Reserve time.
I would say he's definitely viable in that anywhere from the 2 to the 4 position at the moment. Though we don't often see him get picked up as a mid anymore.
Dire team
Very
ban.
strong first pickup here on Radiant. Kunkka has seen some rebirth into the meta recently. Always a lot of fun.
Because of
Good
the new
strong
items.
armor.
The new items, that's why people pick him. 100%.
10 seconds
They want to see
remaining.
the shark. Everybody wants to see the shark.
Dire team
It's a
pick.
fantastic looking spell now too.
Just don't have the money, man. Just do not have that money to spend. I would love to say they're all dead and stuff, but not until I hit the old lottery.
10 seconds
I'm personally holding out for maybe some sort of deal that they do,
5
and then I'll
seconds
try really
remaining.
hard to justify it.
Do they do
Uh,
deals? I don't think they do deals. do
They did last year
Reserve
in
time.
it was either June or July. They did a nice deal.
It's Valve, man. That's
It's a-
Gunji as far
It
as
was a good discount. Given its success, I imagine that they'll do it again. So we do see the Warlock getting picked up, and WLC just taking their time to work out what it is that they want. The Warlock is quite a nice pickup. Provides a lot of counter initiation. Not that there's a lot of strong initiation being picked up at the moment, but Warlock, very hard to say he's a bad pick.
just generally a strong support, but they're probably thinking about an off-lane that's going to duel with him now. Clockwork, yeah.
Do you think this is
team
the
pick.
Clockwork offlane or the popular 4th position Clockwork?
Well, that's why they picked it, because you can't really tell at the moment, and I think picking it up also denies it from them with
Dire
Kunkka.
team ban.
It's pretty good, but it's the Bristleback, which is going to be a bit hard for them to lock him down inside the cogs and kill him.
Another very hard position to read with the Bristleback. He's had a lot of popularity in
Radiant
that one
team
position,
back.
and he can really play anywhere from 1 to 3 at the moment.
Yeah, and that's why you pick up, like, you do drafts
Dire
like this
team
that you
back.
don't know what the other person wants, but you can still ban according to what you know you want to do, and then slowly by the last picks you'll work out what actually is going on with both teams. But I reckon at this point in time that Bristleback can go anywhere.
10
Yeah.
seconds
A
remaining.
strong ban with the Crystal Maiden and the Coddle. Obviously, they don't want to see the
Radiant team ban.
Coddle or the CM with the Bristleback.
Oh, the other team banned the
Dire
Coddle
team
though,
pick.
but still, yeah, it's good. You probably wouldn't want to land that Bristleback against the clock though, right? Like, it's not going to be a one position Bristleback. I think we can assume. Probably gonna have to
10
get some
seconds
lockdown now
remaining.
though. I don't know how to
5
tell the teams
seconds
apart,
remaining.
but the team with the Bristleback needs to pick some lockdown or something to help that Kunkka.
Reserve time.
We should name them.
How do you name them? What are the can we just call them by the captain's name? Just do that.
Team Feels Cold, man.
Team feels cold.
We'll just call them
It's
Team
the,
Feels. Team Feels.
Team feels, yeah. It's good.
WLC versus Team Feels.
They banned the Bloodseeker. It's a strange ban. I don't know why they'd go for that.
Do you think they might be looking for a one-position Slark?
But they banned Slark too.
They did too. That's...
There's other things that Bloodseeker's good against, but it's just like something that's going to kite their bristleback. So I don't know. Might pick up something else that's going to run around a bit. But as far as clockwork goes, it's like what he stops them from doing anyway. So I don't know if it was a needed ban, but still good for bristleback either way. They must be wanting to put a lot of pressure onto the offlane.
Faceless Void.
Faceless Void.
Radiant team pick.
That's straight up IOP. Wow.
Dire team pick.
Bristleback IO, that's a very, very strong lane.
Yeah, but does the faceless like work well with the clock? I don't know. It's gonna
With the clock?
It's gonna take a lot of like communication, and you'll
10
actually be able to
seconds
tell
remaining.
how good these teams are by how good that team is, Woglet's
5
team,
seconds remaining.
through that communication in the team fights.
I am liking the team fight coming out from
Reserve
WLC, but I think, just based on the current picks, I think they're going to struggle a little bit to convert any kills inside of the chrono.
It's gonna be laning really. It's gonna be a bit hard for
Troll Warlord.
Radiant team
Troll's
That
good
gives-
laner. It's a
That
strong
gives the
laner.
Faceless Void some solo pick-off potential as well.
Dire team back.
Yeah, there's that lockdown.
Yeah,
Wraith
so we're
King.
starting to see how these lanes are going to form now. So it's presumably a safe lane Wraith King.
I think it's gonna be Bristle IO mid. A lot
10
of fucking
seconds
strength heroes
remaining.
though on this team.
5 seconds
Do
remaining.
you
If you can
think?
count IO like that in Conquer.
Do you think they could run a mid troll on WLC
Radiant team
and
back.
pick up an offlane Undying or a Timbersaw?
I think it'll be like a. It needs to be that Warlock is probably gonna help mid, regardless of what happens if it's a Bristleback IO. But they
Radiant
can run
team
troll.
pick.
It's not that good, but they have a void that they can put safe if they're not gonna pick another. Well, they have to put the void safe, because they got clock. I don't know. Anything could happen.
You
with
can
this
still
one,
run him as
but
the. It's certainly both teams have drafted really well so far
5
and
seconds
not really giving
remaining.
away any sort of strategy.
Well, they both think that each other's picking a mid hero right now because they're banning
Reserve
it, so
time.
they must know more than us. Yeah, DP.
Dire team pick.
There's that frontline tower hitter with the bristleback and the DP. And the team fight through the Wraith King, which is pretty good, but really this IO is just gonna have to be with the bristle the entire time. So it might be a
10
Chill
seconds
lane.
remaining.
Do you think there's potential here for a strong tri lane from
5 seconds remaining.
from Team Feels with Kunkka, IO, and Wraith King? Obviously, you've got good setup with the Wraith Fire Blast
Reserve
into
time.
Torrent.
10 seconds remaining.
yeah. Good work. Sniper, wow. Okay, that's gonna be the kite for the bristle and the follow-up damage they need. And it's really good with troll. Yeah, so Helix is mid on that DP. Thought he was a mid hero, as a mid player. I've seen him play before, but it's only in the casual ranked pub games where he carries me.
So moving into looking at the draft, who do you favour most going into the game?
Well, the laning stage should go towards Feels, I think. It should. And then they need to hit their sixes, and once they hit their sixes, they need to start pushing. Otherwise, the other team,
10 seconds
Woglet's
remaining.
team, is going to end up coming out stronger later in the game with items and
5
progression throughout the
seconds
game once they get
remaining.
those rush ends, if they can get them. So it comes down a lot to the pick-offs with the clock and the void. And just making sure that they commit really hard throughout these pushes with the DP and getting shit down, because Sniper's very hard to push against. It was a good pickup.
I'm very concerned about, as I mentioned earlier in the draft, about their ability to get kills during Chronosphere, or even during a hookshot cogs combination. they've got some quite tanky heroes. Kunkka quite naturally has a lot of HP. Bristleback obviously has his Bristleback. Wraith King has his 2 lives, and Death Prophet tends to build tanky items and grabs the Yules as well. So
I have to pick off the supports every time.
I feel like it's going to be a hard game for Clockwork to get any kills. So I think I'm pretty happy to see him in that 4th position where that's not really required of him, and he can just sort of go in and split the fight up.
Yeah, we'll see where they end up landing now.
Well, so pause straight up, and this will give us a bit of time to introduce the players and the heroes. So we've got Helix here on the Death Prophet, Situ on the Kunkka, Feels Cold Man on the IO, Paradox, Wraith King, and BHB on the Bristleback. Moving across to WLC, got Mavro on the Clockwork, Woglet on Troll Warlord, RF playing the mid sniper, Muncie on the Faceless Void, and Ninja Fast TPing into the mid lane. We've got Flux on the Warlock, who looks like he's going to get himself a ward down under that early smoke. In terms of team fight, who do you favour here? Both in their ability to fight and translate that into kills and tower pushes. Because at the moment, I feel like the fights are going to quite heavily, certainly in the mid game, are going to quite heavily favour Feels.
Yeah, it's more of a sieging team fight, like getting the pick or like going in with DPLT and starting the fight and forcing the fight is what they want. Whereas the Dire sort of want to make that surprise or just get a hook shot or something to initiate. It all depends on who initiates first, but they don't really have that initiation apart from the Kunkka on the Radiant side. So I think it's pretty hard for them to take fights properly until they get those items out of the laning stage and get those level 6s. But we'll see how it goes. I think this game really revolves around Troll having a really good game for the Dire side, hopefully. He can come out and just start bashing people to death. Otherwise, the Bristleback's going to get too tanky, and the Wraith King doesn't care about dying, and then the Death Prophet's going to be hard enough as it is.
Do you think, as a Troll Warlord, you're concerned about being kited this match? There's quite a few slows between Nasal Goo.
Yeah, Troll's pretty quick. He's got the lockdown on their team.
You've got the Spirit Siphon as well. Obviously, X marks the spot.
Yeah, they don't have any like stuns in the Dire to like really hold people in place for him to just run up. And apart from like the Chrono and stuff, and that's hard enough to get Troll to go up and bash people through it. Like, it's gonna be hairy as far as getting kills in the early game goes for Troll, but it's gonna take a lot of coordination, as I said before, with the Chrono and the cogs from Clockwork, just to make sure that he can get in there. He might even get something to help him, like some sort of item.
And it looks like Bristleback's reconnected, and we're good to go. So, Feels not opting to go for that smoke. We do see the 2 wards up on the Kunkka, so he's probably going to drop down mid. And no, it looks like he's going off into the Radiant jungle.
I can't move my camera here, eh? At all.
You'll just need to exit the game and re-enter. I had the same problem.
No.
Kunkka opting to hold onto his wards. Probably just looking to see what the laning configuration is going to be before he puts those down. And Troll Warlord opting to pick up the Quelling Blade as well. And we've got a little bit of to and fro here on the top lane, with Clockwork going head to head with the Bristleback. He's not aware that the Death Prophet's there. Death Prophet's going to walk up and just force him back. The Quill Sack's starting to pile up on the Clockwork, and Bristleback looking to be in a little bit of trouble here. Shadow Word comes out, bunch of right clicks. Is it going to be enough, or is the regen from the IO going to be there to save him? He does have the Fairy Fire, and that's just going to keep him alive, but they might find themselves having to burn some regen. And yeah, and that's the salve already used, so not a bad start at all.
So it's going to be that dual lane with the IO Bristle, because he really needs that help against the position 4 clock, obviously. I didn't think they were going to put him off lane, it's very surprising, but they got the off lane Void? Yeah, Void. Which is pretty standard as it is. He'll do well in that lane, hopefully down there. He just doesn't need to get caught out.
Already getting a lot of damage out in this top lane here. Both IO and Bristleback sitting on half health. Obviously just realizing that this is the best time to get that damage out with no regen before the bottle turns up. But IO does have it on the courier now, and it's coming out, and there's another. Looks like we've got another pause here. A couple of pings coming out, indicating that perhaps they might want to make a go onto this IO.
I don't think he has the speed. The Clockwork won't be able to get there, but they should just. This is going to be a pretty standard laning phase, I think. As long as nobody makes too many silly mistakes.
IO reading that and just backing up. So faces Void at the bottom lane is just getting zoned out by this Kunkka. Both have bought quite a bit of regen with them. Faces Void just dancing around the torrent there.
He's going to get hit a lot here. Still got 2 wards on the Kunkka. Strange.
Both heroes burning some regen there, obviously just going in favour of the Kunkka here, given that he is that support, and this part of his job is just trading. Making space for this Wraith King to pick up his last hits.
Yeah, I think this Clockwork really needs to rotate or do something else. Not going to get anything in this lane. We're not going to get a kill, I don't think, unless like Bristleback really steps out, and then half the time Maya's just going to heal him up. Or they might meet at the Runia though. Oh.
Yeah, IO goes for the cheeky regen deny.
No, he's been scouted out anyway. DP is making a move.
If I can't have it, you can't. Is Clockwork moving in here to try and snipe the courier?
Mid's dead.
Yeah, Sniper's in a lot of trouble. He's definitely overstepped the mark there, getting up so close to that tower.
Baited.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And IO going head to head with this Kunkka. He's in a lot of trouble now. He doesn't realize the IO is there. Gets X marked, but looks like Kunkka's torrent's on cooldown. And both IO and Kunkka are just going to get pushed back by those cogs. Oh, fight going down here at the bottom lane. It looks like Faces Void's overstepped and he dove the Wraith King under tower. So it just took a few too many last hits and didn't have the time walk to get out. Clockwork's still in trouble here, getting chased down. No mana on the IO or the Kunkka, so they're not going to be able to turn that into a kill. And Clockwork doing a pretty decent job here of just making some space for his team. He's all out of regen now, so we'll probably see him go back to base. And Faces Void back from the dead with a HP and mana advantage. He's just going to look to bully this Wraith King. It is a little bit pushed under his tower, so Faces Void's not going to be able to give him too hard of a time here.
Yeah, I think Void's in a really good position now. Even though he died, he can sort of just come back through this lane.
Yeah, certainly a death as an offlaner isn't too bad. We'll have a look at the net worth, and he is in front by quite a considerable amount on top of the Faceless Void. Actually, he's nearly got 2,000 net worth versus the 800 of Faceless Void.
Oh yeah, it's because Conker's been down there, but you really got to look at like the Bristle compared to the Void, whereas they're like pretty much trading evenly, and the Void's gonna have more XP because he's been down there by himself, even though he died. Like, it's still not that big of a loss for their team. It's given the Wraith King a lot of net worth, but he's gonna have to go back or do something now because he doesn't have anything to give, and he has no supports there unless they're gonna come back. Which I think the IO should. He should go bot or something because the Bristle's gonna be fine up there. It's the lane that they really want to get just free farm on.
It's almost playing out more like a sort of like that solo offlane safe lane Wraith King. Not that that's a particularly common build, but the way that they're sort of just sacrificing his lane,
Yeah.
it feels as if they're not playing him like the position one.
Well, they're not really committing for anything else. Obviously, this mid lane's won because some that kill and sniper, so they're fine there. It's just, I don't know, that stuff with the clockwork before. I don't think it really needed to happen for their team. They could have committed support somewhere else. They had those 2 wards, like watching the whole thing.
Oh, action on the top lane. Bristleback's getting gone on here. He's taking a lot of damage. He does have the Fairy Fire. He's going to pop it, but it's not going to be enough. A couple of right clicks take him down. Io in a bit of trouble now. He gets cogged in. He does have the tether up, but he's not able to get that out onto the creeps. And they've taken a lot of damage, but they have got the kill. And Troll picking up the double there.
I think you could have got the spirits in then, and, like, killed the troll maybe, but didn't want to bring him back in.
Just a little bit of panic from the Io. Faceless Void here, just once again trading blows. He's gone for the Orb of Venoms. That's a very aggressive item choice from him. Just looking to bully and push this Wraith King around. Obviously, he realizes that pre-6, I think Faceless Void definitely wins the trade war.
100%.
Though I'm quite surprised he hasn't gone in for the Stout Shield. Although he's just got 300 gold, so he might opt to do that now.
The poor man's, you mean?
Yes, the poor man's. Sniper dead once again in the middle lane. Clockwork manages to pick... No, it's the Shrapnel from the Sniper that manages to get that post-mortem kill on the Death Prophet. And we'll see both Kunkka and Clockwork happy just to pick up some solo EXP here. Stun comes out from the Wraith King onto the Faceless Void. Faceless Void's just happy to backtrack it off and trade kills. Oh, action in the top lane as well. Action all over this map at the moment. Looks like we might see a kill down in the bot lane though.
This is bad for the Void. He can't be chilling on that much HP he's out.
No, he does have the 5-minute shrine up, so he's going to go use that, and when he comes back to lane, there's going to be a bit of trouble. More fights going down. If both teams could slow up for a second and let us get a little bit of view of what's going on here. But yeah, Troll Warlord once again picks himself up another double kill, and despite how low health he's got, he does have a salve coming out, but he's probably going to find himself having to back up as Bristleback's back into the top lane.
Let's just flip Troll like straight onto the top of the net worth. He's on 3,200 now, and that was nearly where the Wraith King was, but the Wraith Kings just can't compete with that many kills in such a short period of time. This is really good for the Troll. And people are just dying everywhere.
Did you see what happened to?
Yeah, I saw
the Kunkka?
the Warlock was chasing with the clock, and then the Kunkka X.
Oh, Troll! Just quickly, Troll was in trouble at the top lane. Io and Bristleback just running him down, and Io gets the kill with a right click and help from the spirits. Oh yes, more action coming in the bot lane. Lots of fighting. Once again, the sniper has been taken out. Clockwork's in a lot of trouble there. He's getting run down by the Kunkka and the Spirit Siphon.
Oh man. And
Death Prophet grabs the double with the Crypt Swarm. And in comes Faceless Void. First chrono of the game, drops and he picks himself up the Kunkka as a small consolation.
That was 4 kills against the Dire just then.
It's 4 kills in the space of 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, Wraith King said that. Oh, he's got Mango.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Could be in some trouble here. Stun coming out. Wraith King's gonna be happy just to throw that out and go back to farming creeps, not looking to dive that tower. Sniper in trouble again, getting dove behind the lanes here. Sniper is 6. He does have Shrapnel, though he only had the 1 charge. Death Prophet popping the Exorcism, going out onto the Clockwork. X marks the spot. It's going to keep him in place for these spirits to do the job. The first Exorcism of the game turns the kill. Looks like Death Prophet's going to be pretty happy just to use that Exorcism to secure a kill. Once again, Wraith King and Faceless Void just trading blows.
It's very important that they're getting these kills too on the DP and stuff, because that's what they needed to happen. That troll got way too much all of a sudden, and they've just flipped it completely back.
Oh, Sniper! Sniper's in trouble. Right click's coming in from the Death Prophet. She's got the Spirit Siphon, but the Phase Boots are just keeping him out of range. Clockwork comes in. He does have the Power Cogs. Death Prophet's been isolated. She's on her own. And Sniper remembering to keep his distance this time as he's able to get the kills. More happening at the top lane. Troll Warlord's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, a little bit more than a little bit.
A little bit more than a little bit of trouble, and it does go down to this Krill Spray from the Bristleback.
Well, Bristleback's got Vanguard now, so I assume that these crazy fights are going to stop happening at top now, because it's just impossible to kill him. But he's on like no HP farming right now, so
he's also gone for a no boots build with straight Vanguard.
They're going to go Shrine now and find the Clockwork.
Yeah, Clockwork, you done come to the wrong neighborhood. X marks the spot's going to bring him back. They're both low on health.
Oh, no.
Traps in the Kunkka, but they do activate the Shrine, which is going to keep the Kunkka alive, and Clockwork's just going to opt to run away here. He hasn't actually picked up a point in the hook shot.
Wow.
I can only assume that this is a miss skill. If he had the hook shot, he'd be able to turn the kill here. Faceless Void going in with the Chrono. Lots of right-click damage. She gets the Spirit Siphon off. She's getting it out.
Wow.
It cancels it early. She almost turns the double here.
It was a good one. Just kept her alive, and
Just long enough to get that return kill.
that was good. That was still not a bad trade for her. Like, she needs to stay alive as much as possible, but this many kills and like how far she's come, she needs to start taking towers too, because this lineup really gets going off money.
So Io in some trouble here. Rock comes down. They do pick up the kill as Io tethers back into the Bristleback. Clockwork coming up. Cogs in the Bristleback. Ult coming out. 3 heroes now manning up. But I think if you're Troll Warlord, you are very scared. That's 7 Krill Spray stacks.
15 health he was on just then. Barely surviving. I don't know why he stuck around. He wouldn't have done that. But it was calculated.
It's either extreme luck or extreme skill.
Radiant's top
We'll
tower
just go
is
with
under
skill
attack.
now. We'll see what happens later.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and reserve the judgment till later, but Troll Warlord back at full health.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Strong TP in here by the Warlock.
By the Bristol.
I don't think they kill this Bristleback.
They just can't do it.
Now that Io's backed up now, he has gone in for the boots. Warlock says, no, I'm just going to TP out, but I think Io might be the target here. Boat comes in,
Dire's middle tower
up on the top lane, they get the kill.
Dire's structures
Wow, he's so
are
close.
Bristleback, he's just so tanky. Faceless Void in some trouble now. He does have the backtrack, and he's using it aggressively.
Radiant's
He's gonna
top
pay
X
for
marks
that.
the stock, brings him back, and I think this is going to be the end of poor Faceless Void. Questionable decision there to keep chasing that Bristleback. He's already shown that he basically can't be killed. Exorcism here on the middle lane. Death Prophet trying to take this tower, and Sniper's just going to
has fallen.
plink it down. Io comes back up. She does have the Spirit Siphon, cancelled immediately.
Just so much fighting. It's 12 minutes and there's 23 kills. Just so much.
Dire's top
Almost
tower has
unheard of.
fallen.
But it's really working out for the Radiant, because this is what their lineup wants. They want to like get kills and they want to start taking shit early. They don't
Yeah,
want.
they are getting these objectives.
Like, if you look
team
at
feels.
the towers right now, there's 3 towers going for the Dire and there's not one going for. They have the rocket top too, and it's not even half HP. It's fine. This is exactly how they want to go. They got the armlet and they got the Vanguard on Bristle. It's just good timings for them.
I think you're in a spot of bother. If you're WLC at the moment, Bristleback basically solo. I think even without the help from the IO, he solo pushes those 4 heroes back off that top tower into the Golem. Even without the IO's help. Like, how do you push towers when almost your entire lineup is countered by this single hero?
That's the problem. They don't have physical damage early, because things like Sniper and things like Troll, they're good, but they don't supply enough early game potential to actually hold off against the DP with Ools or like a Wraith King that you have to kill twice. Things
Well,
like that.
boat comes in. It's gonna miss the Troll Warlord. And they do have that
Did he exit
that Observer Ward out there. No, he didn't. He went for the blind. For the blind uphill boat, which normally would have worked, but it was spotted out by this this dire Observer Ward.
Pretty lucky.
Yeah, and they're pinging it out now. They know it's there. So we did mention in the draft that we did like the team fight available for WLC, but felt like they weren't perhaps going to be able to turn in any kills. Hookshot does come out. They get the IO, which is a nice little consolation prize, but probably not what you wanted.
Chrono committed at top.
Chrono
There
at
we
top.
go.
Rock comes down. Kunk is in a lot of trouble. Does get
Communication
taken
right
out. Wraith King now getting gone on. He does have the reincarnation up. Bristleback, Exorcism committed. They're all out of ultimates. Bristleback is just so tanky. They can't do anything about it. They're chasing down the Warlock now. The Troll Warlord, sorry. He's in a lot of trouble. Does get burnt down despite the healing. Shrine gets activated.
Yep, one core kill and they just move on and take the tower. This is exactly what they need to do. Just go straight for objectives. Don't worry about the heroes.
And they committed all of their ultimates for that as well, and they weren't even able to translate it into a single kill. They do have the Exorcism up, and I feel like Sniper's maybe a little bit out of position there. He's just backing up.
I think they did. They got the Conqueror before. He's just come back.
X marks the spot, finds the clockwork. Boat comes in. Spirit Siphon doing a lot of work, and right click's gonna finish him off. IO dies in the backlines. They're going in a little bit too deep. Wraith King's in a spot of bother now here. Snipe comes out. He does have the armlet. He does have the magic wand, and that's going to be enough to keep him alive. But once again, he's in a lot of trouble. He overstayed his mark. Bristleback, for the first time in a long time, in a lot of trouble. He's getting run down.
Wow, Clockwork just goes punted too. This is actually good for them. They stay way
He's
too
getting
long.
chased. Oh, and there's the kill.
As soon as
Finally
they
able to get a kill.
As soon as they did that fort at top, they just delayed it too much for them. They were never going to get that tower because they popped spirits too early. They popped it for the fight, so it was like as soon as they realized that they were going to come back, they should have started backing. But it's hard to make that call when you know that they don't have Chrono and they don't have Rock.
And that's brought the lead was sitting at around 1200, and that's brought it back down to almost even with that gold shift.
Yeah, it's because you get more kills in Dota, and then the more streaks you get on, the more you give when you die. So it's
There's
the
certainly
game's
a
swinging
few
back.
bounties going back.
Troll's going for Roche now. Seems a bit risky. The solo crest on the DP too.
Yeah, so I did notice her building that earlier. How do you feel about the Solar Crest? Not a very common pickup, but I feel like this game, given the amount of right clickers that they have in the Faces Void, the Troll Warlord, and the Sniper, that she's going to get a lot of value out of that 20%.
It's just a imbalanced item, to be honest. Like, for how much it costs, it's still imbalanced. Like, since they nerfed it, it's just a good pickup. You need to have at least one of them on your team. If you don't, then the other person will, and then you'll feel the effect of it 100%. But this is going to be a free rush, I reckon.
So if they know about it, they've given absolutely no indication that it's happening.
They're not defending at all, too, at their top. It's a bit strange.
Yes, certainly they're getting a lot out of this map at the moment. Sniper looks like he's just gonna take that tower on his own. Yeah, and there it goes. Free tower, free Roshan. Things were looking pretty grim earlier, but I think you're quite happy at the moment if you're WLC.
This game swung so hard, like the dies and so much.
Well, Sniper getting jumped on in the top lane. Rock comes down. Slow comes out. Bristleback doing a lot of damage, whittling him down. He's not going to be able to chase down this Sniper. Conker gets dropped as well. Bristleback could be in a spot of trouble here. Wraith King comes in, drops the stun onto the Warlock. He's now running for his life. Stun up in a couple of seconds. And there's the slow, and the big crit's going to be enough to finish him off. And it looks like Wraith King's going to pick himself up with 1,000 crit onto this Golem. Oh, what? Clockwork, I think you've gone onto the wrong hero here. Under the shrine, hook shots in. decides he doesn't want any of this bristleback, and he's just going to run straight back out.
We died at top bot too, just solo to the DP.
Is under attack.
It looks like she popped the exorcism to pick that one up. And
Yep,
did she pick
no
that
idea.
tower? Did Faceless Void fight into that exorcism?
Dire's
Something
bottom
must have
tower
happened with
is
the
under
Void
attack.
committing to defend the tower, but either way, he shouldn't have died there. You don't just die to a DP as Void. It's just another kill for them that they didn't need to give away. They really need to play like 100% strict right now to die to win this. They can't give any loose kills away. It's fine the Warlock dying back there, but things
Dire's
like the
middle
Void
tower
and the
is under
Snipe and the
attack.
Troll really need to be alive.
They've got all the big ultimates down at the moment. Sniper getting the big combination out onto him. He's in a spot of bother here. Kill picked up by the Death Prophet. They're chasing down the Faceless Void. He does have the time walk on. He's just going to be able to walk back onto his high ground. Bristleback playing that zoning role here with the just standing in between the towers, letting Wraith King click away at it. They do trap the Death Prophet, but the X marks the spot and takes the Clockwork straight back out of the spite, and Death Prophet picking himself up another kill with the Crypt Swarm, and once again you see Warlock just TPing away from this right-clicking Bristleback, and it looks like this is going to be an almost completely uncontested tower.
Yep. Once they get this tower, they're probably just gonna go back and try and up and do it all over again. They just need to keep killing people and taking objectives. They got the Blink and the Wraith King, so they have their initiation now. They can take fights properly without committing the Conquer dying all the time. This is really good for them, but it's still pretty even, I'd say. Like, as long as they don't get caught in any chronos or anything, we haven't seen any big team fights lately, and it's just gonna come down to a couple of kills. The Troll still has the Aegis too, so I don't know if they're gonna do something with that or try and get a couple of towers. Because once they do start getting that money and that flow on the Dire, it'll really boost their chances of winning, but they're gonna need to kill them for that, which is gonna be pretty hard. The Diffusal will help too if Void gets that. I think he's like 700 or.
And they've just smoked up. It looks like they're going to smoke around Death Prophet's ultimate, which should just come back online, and another smoke coming out from WLC as well. And they're not going to find anyone in this bot lane. Actually, there is the Wraith King.
Oh, he's dead.
He's in a lot of trouble here. Do they have any
Into that
TPs?
thing.
Oh, look, they've got to find this stack. They're going to lose. They're going to lose the Wraith King here, but
Dire's top tower is under attack.
they've found this quad stack at the Dire Ancients.
They get the top tower and they get a stack,
Dire's
but
top tower has
I
fallen.
don't know.
I think the stack is probably worth more money than the Wraith King.
The Troll's TP'd top and he's got nobody there.
Oh, Clockwork doesn't know. He's TP'd in blind. He had no idea that they were there.
Oh wow.
We've got more TPs coming in now. Ultimates are back on off cooldown. Bristleback's in a lot of trouble here.
This is
Oh, he's just
really
going to be
good
able
for
to
the
push
Dire.
himself away. Troll goes down to the Death Prophet.
Got the Aegis there.
Oh, Faceless Void, he does miss the chrono, but Bristleback walks back into it. Warlock Rock goes down, and once again, this so tanky on the Bristleback. The magic damage from battery salt's going to be enough, and Death Prophet 2v1s,
Oh,
3v1s. She's so tanky. The spirits are about to come back. She might even just make it out of this. No, but the right click's coming in, and it's going to take her out. Unfortunately, she was so close to making it out of that one. Reinforcements come in, looking to get some revenge. Says Wraith King. Finds himself the team that took him out earlier before. Io getting stunned up, and he's gone down.
So much fighting in this game, it's ridiculous. His sniper needs items. Like, he's got a Hurricane Pike, but it's not damage for him. Really, it's just going to keep him away from the Bristle and keep him away from the Wraith King and such, but he really needs to get some damage items. And
Dire's
so
middle
they
He's
can
getting
start
close to
doing
finishing that
things in this
Maelstrom.
game. He's there shooting the DP, and the DP's just running away casually half the time.
And Bristleback's gone for the halberd now too. He's got it. In fact, he's got the halberd.
Yeah, it's that money influx. They've taken all the towers now, so the Dire have to kill them, and then they have to start taking things. Otherwise, it's going to get too hard. They don't have enough items, and the laning stage is fine, but he's giving away these really key kills, like the core kills and stuff. And Death Prophet's 12-4, which is just ridiculous.
And Faceless Void's finished up the Diffusal too. Is it too late though? Has this defusal come too late in the game?
Well,
With so much
fusel's-
evasion
fusel's
now
good
and
for, like, it's gonna be
and
good to like
disarm.
keep people kited and stuff, but they can't even kill them. So I don't know how they're gonna win this game without any items. To say the least, they have to keep doing these massive combos and stuff without giving back kills.
So we 5,000 net worth lead in favor of Team Fields now. So Blink coming in, they've found themselves the Death Prophet, but they're gonna turn it around on the Troll. Death Prophet's got her ultimate up now, and with Troll Warlord down, this is the perfect time for them to take this. Oh, and they've found themselves the Sniper. This would be a great way to open it up. Faces Void, gets a good chrono, but they didn't get the Wraith King, who's just going to wail onto this Sniper.
Troll's dead, that leaves the Sniper, and he's just like a little.
There's no Death Prophet in a small amount of trouble here. But, oh, no, she is going to turn it around and get the kill. Wraith King, again, taking a lot of damage. He does have the armor, so he's going to toggle his way out of that one. They're going to take his first life with the commitment of the Rock, and Faces Void in trouble here. Silenced up, can't get out. X marks the spot onto the Warlock. Right click takes him down, and they're going to pick up the free Golem too. Easy 100 gold, and
Radiant's bottom
Troll
tower
Warlord's
is
up.
under attack.
Blink comes in. It's just going to zone the
Dire's
Warlord.
middle
The
barracks are under attack.
Troll Warlord back. They're very focused on getting these objectives, and
Dire's middle
That was
barracks.
They're
really
probably
good.
just gonna
They
go
got
top
the really
after
good
this.
gank and just pretty much. I don't know why they committed to that fight. They should have just waited. As soon as the Void did the chrono, they just had to commit, and
Dire's middle
then
barracks
nothing came from that anyway. They just killed the Sniper so quickly.
the backup again. Are they gonna back up here, or do you think they're gonna commit back in for this fight? There's no ultimates up for
I think they're trying to back.
WLC. Bristleback here. Oh, he's gonna get burned down. Unfortunately, it does look like they overstayed their welcome just a little bit.
I don't think that
Faceless
matters that
Void
much.
comes in, gets the defusal out onto the Kunkka, drops the time lock, but there's no abilities on cooldown. Faceless Void, he had no mana. Oh, Death Prophet running away from the Clockwork. She's gonna get the Spirit Siphon out, but she's gonna find that it's not gonna do much. The Clockwork's got the Blade Mail up. They're chasing now. They're not gonna have any ultimates up yet. Rock's still on cooldown. Silence comes out. Clockwork gets taken out by the Crypt Swarm, and Diffuser's gonna be back off cooldown in a second, but they're not gonna need it. They're gonna take down the Death Prophet. In comes the Kunkka. Big crit coming out. And Faces Void just gonna time walk away. Sniper in a bit of trouble here now as Bristleback and Io are gonna chase him down. He does have the shrine though, so he's probably just gonna pop that immediately, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Oh, he gets himself down onto the low ground. Excellent move. Alright, still in a lot of trouble. Not out of the woods yet. X marks the spot, pushes him back. The slows are just a bit too much. He does have the Hurricane Pike up in a couple of seconds. Is he going to be able to live? No. They're going to have enough damage to take him out. And in the meantime, Faceless Void goes as well. Troll Warlords back into the fight. Io, you've gone away too far. Okay, X marks the spot. Comes out. It's going to pull him away. It's going to save the Io. Warlock in trouble. Warlock's in some trouble now. This Bristleback, he's getting kited around, but it doesn't matter. He's translating it into these kills. Troll, and Clockwork's back as well. Hook shots in. He catches himself too. Wraith King's back now as well.
You need to drink some water or something. Have a break,
I'm gonna lose my voice before this is over. Bristleback's run out of mana. His momentum's finally over. In comes the IO. Tether's gonna give him what he needs. They're gonna take him out. Whoa!
You know you're fighting a lot when you die and you come back and just go straight back in.
How many?
Die again.
Could you count for me how many times
I think there was
Kunkka died and came back into that fight, or Clockwork died and came back into that fight?
The problem is that all of it's like this, like where the Bristleback has no mana or
yeah, Bristleback's found himself in trouble. They have got the IO. Chronosphere comes out, right clicks onto the Bristleback, and Quill Spray's packing up, but it's not going to be enough, and they take him down. Oh, Rock gets committed. They're going to be able to kill the Wraith King. He does have the Reincarnate, and the Blink Dagger's going to be off cooldown. Exorcism comes out. She's looking to commit to this fight. She's slowing down the Warlock, but there's 4 here. You're in a lot of trouble if you're this Death Prophet. There's absolutely no backup for her at the moment. No, here comes the Wraith King. He does get the stun out. But he's in trouble now too. Oh, Conker comes in with the big boat. Hookshot comes out. They found the Conker. Cog's off cooldown. Conker's in trouble now. Right clicks come out. Down he goes.
That was actually really huge. That DP committed back into that fight and just fed herself to... Like, I think they killed the Void, but it's not worth it, not feeding that much.
You just fed 5 kills. IO has respawned, but that was all 5 heroes, one by one.
Wow, that was ridiculous. That amount of fighting is just something that I don't think the Radiant needed to do, really. Like, all they needed to do is they got the racks, so they just need to get the next rush and then start taking the next racks. They don't need to keep fighting up in that area where the racks is. It's committing more and more. The Bristleback started it there, but after that it was just a flurry of people running in and just dying.
It was very much save your mate syndrome, I think.
I don't know what Bristle's getting next. He's got 3k.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No, it looks like they're going to try and pick up this Roche. All the heroes on fields are going to be up. And are they pinging this out? Do they know this is happening? Scan. They do pop the scan. And the scan has picked up the Warlock, who's just on the other side of the pit. So
I think they can get there, but they need to go now.
Yeah, now's the time. So Conker throws the boat in preemptively. Does get the stun. He's in a bit of trouble now, getting chased down. He's going to try and juke out in the trees. My God, is he going to survive that? Chrono gets dropped. They find himself the Death Prophet and the Bristleback, but he's not able to translate that into any kills. Death Prophet using the Spirit Siphon here on the Clockwork. Conker's still hiding in the trees. He comes back out and gets himself.
I told you to stay in the
that
trees,
was the wrong. That's it. I told you to stay in the trees. Clockwork. He's in trouble now. Spirit Siphon long range. Kill gets picked up by the Death Prophet with the Crypt Swarm, and
that's so worth
Roshan.
it. They had no
Roshan
DPLT. They had no DPLT that entire fight, and they still came out.
And they still managed to pick it up. Spirit Siphon doing a lot of work. She is going to pop the ultimate now. Gets silenced out, but she's dying so quickly. Io's going to be able to heal her back up. She's not in too much trouble, but the slows are going to cause a few issues here with the...
wow.
Oh, wow, indeed. Wraith King in a lot of trouble now. He's out of mana, so there's no reincarnate available to him. And that fight looked like it was going so well, but the moment that she commits the
it's just they keep doing
exorcism,
it,
they just drop her down.
They do so well, and then they just seem to stay in weird places. Like, they were on that cliff just doing God knows what. I don't know if they were zoning or what they were doing, but they should have just DPL'd and like started rushing. I don't think they could have rushed.
What are you doing, Io?
Okay, just going for the Aegis steal or something. It's just ridiculous.
That's a very high risk, low reward play, I think. And GG gets called.
What?
They've called the GG?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Is that a fake GG? I don't think they understand the rules of scrims.
I think that at this point that was probably a fake GG.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, the game would have ended by now. But alright. But I don't know if he's tilted or
I think I would forgive him if he was a little bit tilted at this point.
But like, what does he do? Like, he can't TP in and kill it like he's an Eye. Surely he doesn't have enough damage. Like, that'd be the only reason he'd do that, really. He's just gonna die if you get there.
I guess it's just a denial play, but I'm surprised he didn't have the spirits up. That's the only way he gets lasted on the Roshan, is if he's got the spirits up when he TPs in. So they've found themselves a Death Prophet in the bot lane. Super fast Troll Lord going in. He's got the Senjin Yashu, he's got the MKB, and Death Prophet pops the Spirit Siphon. She does get staffed away. Wow. She's gonna live here. Okay, she's in a bit of trouble. She does have Fatal Bonds, but it's not out onto enough. She runs back in, gets the Spirit Siphon. Troll Warlord's got the Aegis. He's gonna try and run it down here. Hookshot comes out, locks her in place. Couple of bashes by the Faceless Void. She's just not going down. Solar Crest doing a lot of work. She's living. She's gonna do it. She lives. Troll Warlord in a lot of trouble now. He's gonna turn around, pop the ultimate. He's not gonna be able to pick up any kills. Very, very well played. That Solar Crest proving to be such a valuable pickup. She does blow the exorcism, but I think that's very worth it.
I think
They keep a tier 1 tower, which they probably don't care too much about at this point. More importantly, though, is they just picked up 3 kills.
She was like one hit, and she ran into those trees down there, and they didn't finish her off, and then she just ulted and then just killed everybody.
They were trying, but they kept missing the right clicks from the just getting completely negated by the.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. She was just healing. Like they couldn't. As soon as she like got to that low, they have to just keep the damage up on her. And they don't have those lockdowns. So I was saying they have the chrono and they have the cogs, and then that's it to stop her running around. And she's a quick hero, like, and she's tanky as hell. You need to finish her off because she's gonna regen.
She's now got Blade Mail and Octarine Core, and it looks like she's going in for Shivas.
She's very special in Giffles. Thing is, like,
very valuable pickup this game. Clockwork's found himself the Wraith King here. He could be in a bit of trouble.
I think he's dead.
He might get not enough right clicks coming in. He does have the revive, but it looks like they're just going to sacrifice him here. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do. Here's the IO.
Try to grab him, then she's gonna die too if she stays there. Yep.
Oh, IO, he did relocate. He's gonna be able to get out in time. Yes, very, very lucky.
Coming.
Oh, a cross-map snipe. Very unfortunate.
I haven't seen one of those ever. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is awesome. But now
Valiant try by IO, but he was a little bit late.
Sniper has MKB, so he has damage now. Game's over. I'm calling it. They have the damage. They just need to kill the DP in the period of time that they're given to kill her, which is whenever they catch her, which hopefully is every fight. Otherwise, they're absolutely...
Sniper in trouble here. Spirit Siphon comes out. He's going to push himself down onto the bot lane, but he does have the TP. And that's where that Eul Scepter you mentioned would have come in handy for Death Prophet, being able to cancel that and maybe turn it into a kill.
Yep. That's another reason you get it if you're playing like things like Bloodseeker and stuff, and people start TPing. You can always just use them, silence or.
All right, Bristleback's found himself a troll warlord. There's a couple of Radiant in the area here. They do know he's there. They've got the sentry down, so Glimmer Cape's not going to be enough. There's got a lot of control under him here with Torrent X marks the spot. Golem gets dropped. Here's the sniper though with his very keen to show off his brand new MKB.
Troll is dead.
Troll's still alive somehow. Just getting pushed around. He's going to live here. And the Wraith King comes in, takes out the sniper, who gets himself just a little bit out of position. And now it looks like the Clockwork's the one who's in trouble. Bristleback opting to change targets.
They should not be fighting like this.
Oh, Faceless Void. He's caught the Death Prophet on the edge here, but he doesn't have any way to get around this evasion. And it looks like they're just going to be able to pressure this top tower now with the Exorcism. Warlock found in the backlines by the Wraith King, going to get very quickly taken out here.
Troll's dead. Wow, the bait blade now. Amazing.
Yeah, Clockwork's going down here as well. Does manage to trap a few and maybe delay this push on the top lane. Death Prophet could be in trouble here in a second. Yeah, there's the Faceless Void. Oh, and all the heals come in just in time. Another kill picked up by the Death Prophet, who's now 22-7-4. She's chasing down the Clockwork. Clockwork drops the cogs, but who's trapped in with who, Clockwork? Who's trapped in with you? She gets pushed up onto the high ground, and she's just going to trade right clicks. Spirit Siphon comes out. She doesn't even care. She doesn't even care. Raw right clicks, gets pushed back up into the high ground, and what do you do against this Death Prophet? She's just so tanky.
Yeah, that's what happens when you give the DP that many kills.
She overstays her welcome. Buys back.
She wanted to die so she can buy bots and come back.
Yeah, she does have the BOTs.
That's
Dominant. It's alright, we get the point, Death Prophet. Dominance asserted.
Yeah, well, I don't know why they're taking these fights, but they just took that really silly fight in the top jungle for no reason. And then they got slowly picked off because that's what that team does to you. They'll just go in, stun you, kill you. Go in,
Alright, Faceless Void coming in. He's found himself the IO. IO does have the mechanisms. Going to keep him alive for now. As the sniper goes down to the Wraith King and the Bristleback. Troll Warlord runs in, picks himself up a kill. Faceless Void jumps back out, starts going on to the Wraith King, who doesn't have his ult at the moment, so he's going to go down, and he's down for 87 seconds. does have the buyback and probably can buy himself TP boot to get back in, but it doesn't matter. They do have the megas as Bristleback goes down as well. Alright, Faceless Void does have the Cronin Sphere, gets X marks the spotted back, so he's not going to be able to drop that out onto anyone. Death Prophet comes in, drops the ultimate. She's going to pick herself a very easy kill on this sniper, who finds himself out of position once again. Troll Warlock, sorry, not Troll. Warlock getting run, Troll Warlock. Troll getting run down now by the Death Prophet. Spirit Siphon comes out. He's going to get the bash. He's got the MKB. Not enough damage. Faceless Void comes in, drops the chrono. Right click's coming out onto the Death Prophet. Lots of damage here, but she's just so tanky.
The raid boss.
She's definitely the raid boss. Clockwork once again getting the cogs out, but he's accidentally trapped the Death Prophet in with himself in it. His cogs proved to be his own tomb. Death Prophet, you're in a spot of trouble now. Death Prophet goes down. She doesn't have a buyback. Conker in trouble now too. There's nearly everyone dead here. Conker's about to die. I don't see... He's not getting out of this. He's definitely gone. Everyone's dead. They do have the megas. Troll Warlord's back. Sniper's down. Clockwork's down. What do our buyback statuses look like? So buyback on Wraith King. Buyback on Conker. Buyback on IO. I think you're okay. Buyback on Faceless Void. And they're just going to call GG. I think that's sensible.
They're just throwing bodies there, just for fun. They knew the game was over. They just wanted to get it pushed over.
Radiant.
What a fantastic game, though. 13-9, finished just before 40 minutes. 44 to 50 kills. This takes the cake as the most kills I've ever cast, and I think I'm going to have to go drink some tea and honey after this game to to recover my voice, and I've just been told that they are playing again. What an exciting game that was. Let's have a look at the net worth, and it definitely looks like this one was a bit of Game of Throws. It was net worth going back and forwards across the whole game, finishing up with the 10,000 net worth lead in favor of the Radiant.
Yeah, if you look at that graph, you can see that Dire really had a big advantage at one point, and that was when I was saying like they surely should win this game, but then they just threw their lives, and then you see that massive drop. That's exactly when they took that fight in the jungle, I guarantee it. And that just gave them the game completely. Death Prophet gets to a certain point when she becomes so tanky, it's ridiculous, and then you can't kill her, even with MKB and everything they had. It's just too hard.
As you mentioned in the game, she just became the raid boss. And unfortunately, they just didn't have the damage to take her down, even on the chrono with three heroes around her. Yeah. So all in all, absolutely fantastic game. Thanks for joining me, Isolated. This has been another XLG cast, and we'll catch you next time.